Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome to Millennia. So this is a turn-based 4X strategy game. You could certainly call it a Civ-like type of game because it's heavily inspired by the Civilization series. Now if you don't like this genre, I don't think this game is going to change your mind on it. However, if you're just not a fan of Civilization, perhaps you find that series to be a little too simple or maybe too silly, particularly the latest installment, then Millennia might be right up your alley because in many ways this is a much more complex game than the Civilization series. So the economy, the military are far more complex, a lot more depth to them than you'll find in Civilization or really any other Civ-like game that I've seen so far. There are other areas where it does lack some of the complexity that the most recent Civilization has. So religion would be one place. Diplomacy is kind of simple in this game. It's a little lackluster. Have not been impressed with that aspect so far. But overall, I found this game to have a lot more complexity and depth than other games in this series, and I'm really digging that. And because it is such a complex game, I am going to be making a beginner guide that's going to accompany this Let's Play series. I'm hoping to have it out at the same time, might be a little bit later. So while this Let's Play series could serve as a guide or tutorial, since I will be talking about everything I'm doing and why I'm doing it as I play, as I usually do, that will not be the purpose of this series. I'm not going to explain all the different mechanics for new players because it does take a long time to do that and takes away from the Let's Play. So instead I'm going to direct you to that beginner guide video. Once it's completed, I will put it on the end card of this episode so you can get right to it. And I would suggest that you watch that beginner guide or somebody else's guide before you start this Let's Play or any other one, just so you understand the basic mechanics and you're not a little lost about how things work. If you're a veteran of the Civilization series, then you might not even need a guide because there are so many similarities, particularly with the basic mechanics. However, there are a lot of things that this game does differently, again, particularly with the economy, that you might find a beginner guide to be helpful before your first playthrough. So let's go ahead and start a new game and just hop on into this. We're going to do a custom game rather than a quick start. I should mention this for those of you who are watching this video far in the future, that we are on a pre-release version of the game. So the game comes out on March 26th, and so this video is coming out a couple weeks before the full version releases. Since I got access to the game a few weeks ago, they've been patching it pretty regularly, probably about weekly. So I do expect there's going to be a few patches before the game actually comes out. So I did want to mention that if you see some bugs, those are things that might be fixed, and also certain things might not be in this version of the game that will be in the full version. So we're going to start getting our game set up. We're going to be playing on the large map. I find the medium's a little small. It is good if you want a shorter campaign, particularly if you want to do a conquest campaign where you're going to conquer all the other countries. Medium map is a good size for that. Huge, I have found to be a little too large. There's just too much space that everybody can build up in, and not enough conflict early on. But most importantly, I have had some performance issues on the huge map. And so we're going to go with the large map. For the map type, we're going to be on the default continents. Just scroll over that so you can see what it has to say about it. So I like this one. It's 2 large land masses, and they put 4 players on each landmass, so they're split evenly. And 8 players is the maximum currently, and I think that's because of the national focuses. There's 8 national focuses. Every time that those unlock, they unlock every 2 ages, and they want everybody to be able to have their own national focus. In fact, the AI won't even select a national focus, somebody else has had it, and that helps make all the different countries a bit different from each other. And so I think that's the reason why. Maybe it might be some technical limitations to it as well. So as of right now, that is the maximum, and that's what we'll have it set up as. So out of these maps, there's some good ones here. The islands can be kind of fun. It's a lot different than your typical playthrough. This one's great if you want to do a more conquest focused one. You could conquer all 8 players right in the beginning. What I like about the continents, because it separates 4 players off from the other 4, that means you can't win the game really early. There's no way to do that because you have to wait until you unlock the ability to travel across the deep seas before you'll be able to conquer the other 4 civilizations. That's, of course, if you're even trying to do a conquest playthrough, which there are a lot of ways, different things to focus on for winning this game. So you certainly don't have to focus on warfare. I've not tested the inland seas enough to try that for a Let's Play, so we're going to stick with the continents here. Now, as for the different countries that you can select, one major difference with this game from other games in the genre is that there is no difference mechanically between the different countries in the game. They are exactly the same. The only thing that this will control is the flag that you have and the names of your cities and towns. It doesn't even control the color because you can select that independently. So functionally, all the civilizations are exactly the same. The only difference is how you set up their starting modifiers. We'll talk about that in a minute, but those are not tied specifically to the country, don't have to be anyways. And so you can really select whatever you want. You can also do the nation builder where you can name your own country, but it's not really that different. It just allows you to combine different flag and settlement names. So the flags in here are only the flags that are already available in the game, the countries. They're supposed to be adding some new ones, or at least the developer said they're interested in doing that and adding some different city names. But as of right now, these are all the countries that you can select, and those are the only options. So it really just allows you to do a unique name or just have different combinations here. So we're not going to do the nation builder. We're going to be playing as Rome, with my YouTube name being Praetorian. I think people do expect me to play as Rome, and I always enjoy playing as Rome with some Roman city names. So that's what we're going to go with. As far as the starting bonus, essentially this doesn't matter that much. Some of these are clearly better than others. Basically, bonuses that are going to affect you for the entire game are going to be much better than ones that only give you initial bonus. So like getting an archer in the beginning, that helps you in the beginning, but after that, you know, you're not getting anything else out of it. Same thing with some starting improvement points or experience or whatever. It helps you in the beginning, but will not affect you throughout the rest of the campaign. Getting one of these regional bonuses, on the other hand, would affect you for the entire game, but they're very small. All of these are very minor bonuses. And so it's really only in the Stone Age that I noticed that you get any kind of significant leg up, which can be helpful because you're getting a bonus right in the beginning that can kind of push you ahead a little bit. But overall, they're all very minor, and I would suggest just select whatever one you want. I've gone with some of these bonuses here that didn't help me out that much, like the Scout. I started with the Scout once, and did not result in me falling behind or having too many issues overall. So yeah, I say go with whatever you want. It's just the bonuses that last the entire game are a little bit more useful. And that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with a regional production bonus. I like having a little extra production there so you can construct those buildings quicker. So this is how our campaign is going to be set up. Selected purple for our own color. Unfortunately, there's a real lack of colors here. Like, there's no red. That's the one I've seen is most lacking. You got like a kind of pink color here and an orange, but no red. So we're going with purple. I think red would be the best for Rome, but purple is a good secondary color for them. And then with the countries, we've got the Aztecs, China, Egypt, France, Japan, Persia, and the United Kingdom. The way I selected these was based off of their continents. So I tried to have 3 from Asia, China, Japan, and Persia, since Asia's the largest of the continents. And then we have 2 from Europe, the UK and France, simply because almost half of the countries available are from Europe. And then we got 1 from Africa, Egypt, and then 1 from the Americas with the Aztec Empire. For North America, I don't think there's actually 1 South America country here with Brazil. So I selected the countries based on the continents they're on, tried to have a diverse selection here and the colors that would fit with them. So we could try and have a diverse group of colors that are about as different as I could make them. You know, some of these are kind of close. But again, just not a good color selection here. And then as for the bonuses here, this is the bonuses that they're kind of assigned. You can always change these, but if I was just to show you guys, let's say we switch it to India. Their default starting bonus is increased movement for non-combatants. If we go back to United Kingdom, they have increased movement for their naval units. So I just left these as is, so nobody could accuse me of setting the AI up for failure, you know, setting them up with bonuses that aren't very good. We got a diverse group of bonuses here, you know, so China's got the regional food, and almost all of these are bonuses that last for the entire game, with the exception of what the Aztecs start with, which is the increased improvement points that they'll start with. But all the rest of these will last for the entire game, and some of these are pretty solid. They're ones I've actually started with. Food, I've started with that one. Tactics. The discounts are all right as well. They can be. So we're leaving those as is. Now I did forget to change over to Master. We're gonna go ahead and play on Master so that we get a bit more of a challenge here. Because what I have found is that on Adept, the AI gives you a very good challenge in the early game. By age 4, you really started to pull ahead and the AI is just struggling to keep up. But on master difficulty, they do provide much more of a competitive challenge. Now, I have not played on Grandmaster yet. I have heard from other YouTubers that it is quite a bit more difficult. We're just going to play on the master, so we get a good challenge here, and can still hopefully compete when it comes to controlling the ages and stuff like that, because I find that to be pretty important. And even on master, you can have a lot of difficulty because the AI really focuses on knowledge. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it and hope we get a good start here. Alright, so this is our starting city, and it doesn't look bad from what I'm seeing here thus far. We actually have a resource within our immediate area. This is one that's going to grant us wealth. I'd prefer something that granted us food or production or whatever. But yeah, not the worst situation. And so we're going to play along with this one. I know a lot of other YouTubers have decided to play ahead, you know, get a save file that they already feel comfortable with, that they know is a good start, maybe know where certain things are at. But I'm not going to do that, guys. I thought if we got like a really bad start, then I would maybe try reloading it and let you guys know, hey, we're gonna reload this because I got to start in the desert. And I'll tell you what, sometimes the starts are absolutely terrible, and they can definitely set you back a bit. But this one isn't bad, guys. So you know what, we'll go with this one here. And we got a lot of this cotton resource around us, which does give you very good wealth. We also have some wild game here, which you can set up a hunting camp. And that gets you not just bones. It says it only gives you bones, but it also gives you meat. So that'll be helpful. We got another one right next to it as well. And we got some forest and some hills for production. So it's really not a bad start, guys. We got lucky here. But yeah, unless it was terrible, I was just going to go with it. And we're just going to, you know, just roll with whatever the game gives us here. The ages are one of the unique mechanics of this game, where it really differentiates itself from other games in the genre. But for the first two ages, Ages Stone and Bronze, it is just historical ones. You can't select which age you're going to go to for age 2. We do have to go with Bronze. I just kind of let you get into the game before you deal with like crisis ages or variant ages. But yeah, we have 5 techs available, and the one we're going to select is really based off of our starting situation here, because we'd want to get those plantations. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Oops, we'll come and select a building here in a minute. Let's get the farming first. And then the first thing we're going to construct is a scout. I almost always get a scout first, so we can start exploring our immediate area, and also in the hope that we will find some landmarks that we can identify. And that's important for getting into one of my favorite early ages, and that's the Age of Heroes. You know, we do have a back button, which I will use liberally. In many of these games, I'll be like, oh, I'm not gonna use the back. It feels kind of cheaty or whatever, or I'll only use it if I misclick. But I use the back button a little bit more in this game. It's very helpful. It doesn't really feel like cheating unless you're using it for, let's say, undoing unfavorable combat results. But outside of that, yeah, I just think it's helpful to be like, nah, you know what, I didn't really want to go that way. I clicked too quickly. Let's go this other way. We did find ourselves a scout. Excellent. It does have goody huts in the game, so like civilization. Where do we want to send this scout? I guess we should kind of split up the directions we go here. Oh, well, wait a minute. There might not be anything over here. Okay, so there's nothing over here. So it's going to start moving this way. I suppose we can go across the hills here. Yeah, we are actually surrounded by rough terrain now, so it's going to be a little bit slower moving, except for this direction. We don't know what's over there just yet. So we can go up into these forests, but yeah, I'm thinking this is all coastline up over here. So far, I've only found the one goody hut, so that's not a good start. Really was hoping to find a lot more, because these goody huts are super important. The bonuses they grant you are so significant, which is why I suggest building a scout early on, because those goody huts are extremely helpful. Not only do they grant you units, as we've already seen, but they can also grant you things like knowledge or domain experience points. So I'm hoping to find a few more of these. We got our first culture power. Culture is very different from the civilization series. It does not control the borders increasing. Instead, that is a different value. That is the influence. And culture is something that I like to say you pop culture every time you get it filled up, and then you get to use one of your culture powers. As of right now, we only have 2 available, but eventually we'll have about a dozen or so that will be available. And so we're going to go ahead and use our first culture power to create a town for Rome. So with your towns, I generally always place them outside my borders. You can always do 1 tile away from your borders. That way we can extend our territory. That's one of the key functions of the towns, is increasing the borders and giving you access to more tiles, but it also will increase our region levels so we can have a higher population. So we're going to place our first town here, because later we'll be able to upgrade our towns and give them specializations. And so this one has 3 hill provinces right next door to it, or 3 hill tiles. And so we could make this into a mining town and get some really nice bonuses. So that's what we'll do. We did finish that scout. We're going to get a town center, give us that government experience points. So we can invest into these. How many points do we have? 8. Let's just go ahead and get the food. I was going to save up for knowledge. I think getting some food here would be helpful. So I'll help Rome grow a little bit quicker. Now you notice that the town does have a name here. Might want to rename that. Oh, another goodie hut. Nice. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and take the government experience. Getting the exploration XP though would be helpful for our next culture pop, but I really want to get this for the knowledge. Because the culture powers you have available is based on the domains you have. And we only have the government, which is the reason why we only have the government culture powers. So yeah, this guy's kind of just wasted going up here. This is clearly all coastline. Well, we found ourselves a river over here. Let's go and get this goodie hunt. And we did get what I was looking for, that knowledge. Excellent. So that'll allow us to complete our first tech. So now we have access to the farms and the plantations, as well as food stockpile building. For the next thing, let's go after... I think we're going to do the tribal elders to get the council. Let me see, it'd be 4 turns to get that. How long does it take for us to construct this building? 6. Okay, I want to make sure that we're able to get that as soon as we're done. And then we also want to get the defenses. We only need 3 to go to the Age of Bronze, and we're going to try and go to that as soon as we can. We probably won't get these 2 here because we don't really have to get the clay pits, considering the fact that we have forest and hills in the region for production. And the scouting, it's nice to have the extra scout there and to be able to go across jungles and forest terrain, the deep forest terrain. But you can't do them all. If you do them all, you're not going to get to the next age in time. You won't be the first one anyway. So yeah, we need these 2. And I think we're going to do the tribal elders first. I think that's the best way to go with it. So we're going to go ahead and save up the 20 points to get the knowledge there. Knowledge is super important early on. We were just attacked by our first barbarians. In this version of the game, it feels like the last patch like really turned up barbarians. Because God, they have been like more plentiful than they were before. At least it seems that way. There might be something up here. I think it's just a mountain though. So I don't think there's any value in going that way. So let's just go. We probably should have went around the hill here actually. Let's go this way. Again, nice to have that back button. I use it. So yeah, we'll explore this way with him, and then the scout will come down here. Again, just looking for goodie huts, as well as future settlement locations. Alright, so he's coming after us here. Let's go over here. So this is where one of the barbarian encampments was. So those are spawning those barbarian units. This here is one of the kind of like city-states. I think they're called independent cities or something like that. And so you can conquer those, or you can get them to join your empire diplomatically. I really don't like how close it is to Rome, so that's unfortunate. Because I want all this to be Rome's territory. So yeah, we really want to try and expand that way, and then try and get them diplomatically, and I might just leave them as a vassal for the whole game. Because yeah, they're just too close. I don't like my cities close in this game. Do we want to go this way? Yeah, we'll go this way. And I'm glad we did. We found a goodie hut. Yeah, I like to keep my cities much further apart than I do in some other games. And do we have... We got attacked there. We do have the points here. We could get a hunting camp. I'd prefer to build the first hunting camp here. So what we might do is get ourselves a plantation right there for the money, or probably something for food. Maybe a farm would be better. But yeah, I want to put the hunting camp here. But you could do a hunting camp here as well. And we already have the points for that if we just wanted to get that meat early on. That would be an option. But this is actually going to flip over to us very soon since we built the town right there. So we'll just wait. Alright, so let's go and grab that goodie hunt. And we're going to get the government experience in this particular case. And that'll allow us to... I think we already had the points for this, but we can now get the knowledge. And we're not going to get this one. This allows you to use government power to spawn units. I don't think that's necessary right now. This is probably a dead end over here. It is. Okay. So we'll try and go this way now. Alright, so let's move over down here. And get that goodie hunt there. That spawned a warband. Excellent. So we want to get those free units. We're going to keep those guys together. Because as you can see, you do have trouble with the barbarians. With just the one unit here. Now we're finding a good number of goodie huts here. That's what you want. Because again, those bonuses are just so nice. Very, very helpful. Alright, so let's get away from all these damn barbarians. There's another camp right here, so we're not going nowhere. Alright, we might get bogged in over there. Found some desert over here. Desert does have a high cost, movement cost. We got some more knowledge, excellent. So that got us through that tech. Okay, so lots of deserts down south here. That's unfortunate. There are some bonuses for deserts, though. They're not completely useless. We got the council that we can now construct. We're going to get the defenses, and that'll be the last tech that we get in this age. We can get that hunting camp. I should have done that. So let's go ahead and get it now. It's only 6 improvement points. And so this is going to grant us our first resources, our first trade goods, bone and metal. And so that gives us wealth and food. So very helpful. And we're now at population 3. They do a pretty good job assigning your citizens to work the areas where they should. I've noticed they've done it does a decent job. Sometimes you got to make some adjustments there. But overall, it's not too bad. Yeah, we're getting bogged down over here. Okay, so we better go up around this way and try and get out of here. And so let's go and go in the forest. They do have train bonuses, so if that barbarian attacks us, then we'll be in a decent position there. And it seems like we found Japan. So the first rival civilization not that far away from us. Okay, and not really a whole lot of space to expand. We'll have to see what's over here. But yeah, not impressed with the distance here. Let's go and get these improvement points. That's +1 improvement points per turn, so we'll be going up a lot faster there. And we'll be getting our tech here next turn. Yeah, they did attack that scout. Yeah, we met Japan. How you doing? Alright, so we got an archer because we finished up that tech, and we can see the AI is already making progress towards going to the next age. They are going to get there in 8 turns. As far as how quickly we can do it, we'll just take a look, but this is all we're getting here. So 7 turns, so we would be able to get there quickly, quicker I should say, than the Aztecs are, by 1 turn. It's not bad. Alright, so we need to explore over here, but as you can see, these barbarians are an issue, so combining some of our units would be helpful, but a little too far away at this point. So let's just keep the exploring. And then this scout, let's have him go. I'm guessing they have already found everything that's over here in this area. Yeah, I assume they would have found anything that's there. Any goodie huts? Maybe not. Man, we shouldn't have gone that way. I forgot it was desert. So not the best way to move. I guess we do have to go over here. Oh, that's interesting. They have already set up their vassal state here. And they did that by spawning a settler. I've been getting these here. I don't like doing the early settler because I like my cities to be much further apart. As you can see, the AI has put them really close. I don't like my cities that close. So we got the town center. And now we want to get the council, so we can start researching faster. That'll not help us for this age, though, because it is going to take us so long to get it, because our production is absolutely garbage here. Because I said we didn't need the clay, because we got the hills and forest around here. However, none of them are in our borders just yet, so we can't actually take advantage of that. Alright, so with the archer, I think we'll start going this way. See what's over here. It's probably just more forest. And I expect all of this will already be explored, since they are in this area. Might as well clear the fog, Joe, just because it bothers me. We might leave that spot since we could tell there's mostly mountains and hills here. We'll start moving out of this area now. So we did get our next culture power. So we cannot create another town because we can only have one town currently for each city. So that's not an option. We could do the local reforms, which will boost the resources generated here in Rome, but I want an army. So we're going to do the warband and archer. Go ahead and spawn those. So we'll have some additional units here. And what we'll probably do is start knocking out these barbarian camps. I don't even know if this would be enough troops. Might want to give them an additional archer. This guy here. We could do another hunting camp here, but that would only generate the meat. It doesn't get you the bones, since it doesn't have the game there. And so we're better off just constructing a farm in one of these grassland locations, I think. Maybe right here. So yeah, we'll just wait. That does cost some more points here. It gives you the same amount of food, but yeah, the camps are outdated eventually. Unless... Wow, we got attacked a lot there. And Japan is already warning us. Wow. They are a bit more aggressive on this difficulty, though. We've been attacked twice here, but we're still good to go. We might want to heal up just a little bit, but I want to go after these goody huts. So you can see I'm moving fast here. You know, we might be able to fit right there. We can. Because I want to grab as many of these goody huts while we can. Let's go and attack these guys down here. And this is our first battle outside of the ones where we were attacked, so we can watch it real quick. Then I'll talk about my beginner guide how combat works. There's a lot of complexity to it, a lot more than you'd expect. And you know what? I think we might combine the archer here, so we can do a bit better against these barbarians. So we're waiting to get the 30 points for our first settler. Could also spend the 25 to get the innovation and culture. That's helpful. I think we might want to get that settler though. Alright, so let's go and move these guys over here and deal with some of these encampments and barbarians that are coming after us. We'll get that goody hut as well, and let's go after the exploration XP. That'll be useful for us. Because we haven't had access to a really powerful culture power. And you can see that we are still behind here by just a little bit, by one turn. I really want to get there first, so we'll see if we can. And it's going to rely on us getting this culture done here, which we won't get. It's 10 turns, unfortunately. So yeah, I think they're going to beat us to the next age. It's not a big deal, but it does get you innovation. So I find that to be really helpful to have early on. Alright, so you see we were attacked multiple times there. We might want to just kind of let these guys heal up a little bit. And probably not in the desert. We should put them in the forest and let them just sit there and heal up for just a little while, because we're about to lose one of those units. Do these guys want to go south? Aw, damn. They got on the goody hut. They're blocking us. Of course they are. Now we could go south or we could go this way. I don't know which way. Japan is already explored. So these guys are in a bit of an exposed position. So we probably want to move them over here. I don't even know if that'll save them. But going on the hill gives you a defensive bonus. But yeah, they're pretty weak and they could easily attack us. We might lose that guy. One lone warband generally doesn't do... Well, he didn't have the movement points for that. But yeah, one lone warband generally doesn't do very well by themselves. So we're going to watch all these battles. That's right, we're going to heal these guys. So we can just set them up to just guard until healed. And then they won't be activated again. until they're healed up, but we're just going to tell them to skip their turns because we might not want to heal them all the way. We don't want to waste all that time. So we do have the points that we need to invest in the farm. Actually, we had them. I should have put an alert here, which you can do. We have the hill, but when I didn't think about the fact we don't have the tech to actually take advantage of those hills, we need the access to the forest. So we're going to put a farm. Could do the plantation. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. If we put a plantation here, then we're going to get 2 food, which is 1 less food, but we're also going to get wealth. And so that's useful to start building up. So I'll put the plantation there, and then we can always put a farm in one of these 2 locations here. All right, is there anything else we need to be aware of? That's right, we're still waiting for 30 points here. So let me go ahead and control left click to set a reminder when we have the 30 points there. Those reminders are pretty helpful. And they did destroy that unit. Okay, not surprising. So we didn't get that goody hut over there. Japan might get it, but we have moved to the next age, and the Aztecs are the ones who led us there, probably due to their starting improvement points. Again, those starting bonuses, they don't apply for the whole game, but they do help quite a bit, having something to kind of boost you ahead. So we're moving into the Age of Bronze. These are the bonuses of that age. And then let's go and attack this guy here. Again, just trying to get some experience for our units. Need to let those guys heal up a bit more. So Japan's already down here. Yeah, they have explored this whole area. Okay, so we went the wrong way, clearly. So that's a shame. Because we don't have any other units to take advantage of getting that goody hut. I assume Japan will get that. Unless we started moving over there with the scout now, since we know that they're already in that area and we know where the goody hut is. So we have now actually entered the Bronze Age. So we're at 1 turn behind. And so that gives us the new domains, diplomacy and engineering. We can pick our first national spirit, which we'll do here in a minute. And then there's the trade system as well. All right, so let's go and move all our units around first. We're going to do this attack over here. Taking these encampments can be a little difficult. You see that our warband is pretty weak, so we might need to heal him up a little bit before we do those attacks. They do heal in neutral territory, but like in... Do we even want to go this way? Oh, I'm glad I did. We got a goody hut over here. But like in Civilization, if the unit moves, then they don't heal unless they're in your territory, in which case they can heal even if they move. So let's go ahead and select our first tech in the Bronze Age. We can go back and get these techs, and they're cheaper to get as well. You get a 10% discount from being in the previous age, since you already moved to the next one. So we can go ahead and get those. But we're going to get the techs here because I'd really like to control which of the 3 ages you go to. We can see that ages mechanic is now unlocked for age 3, where we have 3 different choices here. The Age of Blood is the crisis age. So if we slay 6 units from other nations, then we'll be locked into going with the Age of Blood. Age of Heroes is the variant one. We are not going to be able to do that unless the AI does it, because you have to discover 3 landmarks, and we haven't discovered not one. This one's kind of based on luck, which is unfortunate because it's one of my favorite ages. So it's a bummer that we have not found any landmarks, but maybe the AI has, and then they could bring us to that age. That's a possibility, because otherwise we're going to Age of Iron, guys. Because yeah, there's no other choice for us. We have not found a single landmark. Really surprised with that. Usually I find at least one. And that's nice because it gets you some exploration points. There might be one up here, and maybe I just missed it, but there's no way we're going to find 3, guys. You know, before we select our tech, we should probably go ahead and pick a national spirit, because that might determine which technology we want. So you get these national spirits every 2 ages, and this is really how you shape your country. So I know a lot of people are going to be disappointed by there not being the unique bonuses for each country. You may fear this will negatively impact replayability, because, you know, in Civilization you have the reason to start over again, so you could play as a different Civ, which has, you know, different bonuses, different units and buildings that they can have access to that other Civs don't. And so you have that reason to try another playthrough, while in this game, every civilization is exactly the same. You could play as the United Kingdom if you wanted to, or Rome or whatever for every single playthrough. because they don't come with any inherent bonuses. That's because Millennia has made the decision to allow you to shape your country as you want, as you play, based on the circumstances in your game, or just, you know, the victory you want, or however you feel like playing. And I actually prefer this. Now, I will admit that those starting bonuses being so insignificant, I feel like they could improve that and also better balance them, since some of them are clearly better than others. However, I really like that they allow you to shape the countries, and you will have a very different playthrough based on the national spirit you select and the ages that you go through. And so I would say there's more replayability in this game than there is in other Civ-like games. With your first national spirit, I found that your terrain really controls what you should select, because they're heavily based on the terrain. So, you know, natural seafarers, this is going to be bonuses for the sea, so you want to have, you know, your initial location close to the sea to get those bonuses, which we really aren't, so that's not one we'd want to get. That one's particularly, my bad, that one's particularly useful for the island map. Naturalist, I don't ever go this one, I don't really like it. That's because there's several bonuses for unimproved tiles. So it kind of encourages you not to improve your tiles, which goes against, you know, the mentality for these type of games, and frankly is less powerful as you go along. As you play, these bonuses will no longer apply because you'll improve those tiles. So it's great in the beginning, I suppose, but becomes less powerful. And yeah, it's just not my favorite one. Wild Hunters would not be a bad one for us to get, actually, because of the terrain we're in. This one's best for the camps. So we already know we're going to have these two camps here, and we can build additional camps if we want in these locations. So that would not be a bad one for us to get. And there's some really nice innovation events that make these more powerful. So we could go with that one. With the warfare, we're not going to go with these, despite the fact we could find ourselves fighting Japan early on. Mostly because I find this to be easy to exploit, particularly the raiders. This one's incredibly powerful. I talked about this in my preview of the demo, my impressions video, where I played the demo, and I was able to use this to quickly conquer the whole world in just like 60 turns. I was able to conquer most of my neighbors without even trying that hard. It's just extremely overpowered in the early game. And so I'm not going to do it just for that reason, because I think it is just too powerful. We could probably conquer an entire continent if we go with that. Warriors, to a lesser extent, it's not as powerful as Raiders, but still, I don't think we're going to go for either one of those. You can see Warriors has already been selected as well. Japan has not moved into the Bronze Age, so we don't know what they've selected. So maybe the Aztecs got that. They could have also been the one to get Ancient Seafarers. We know that they've been selected because they don't have the bonus for selecting them. If you select something that nobody else has picked, because it's trying to encourage everybody to get a different national focus, which the AI is going to do anyways, then you get a nice little bonus there. God King Dynasty. This one's great if you're surrounded by hills, particularly if you got a lot of stone bonuses like marble and stuff, you know, for the quarries. Let you build these pyramids. I don't know that that would really apply for us. Mound builders is another great one, but this one's already been selected. So there's already been 3 civilizations that have selected something. So we're a little behind here. And the Olympians, this one's got some powerful bonuses too. It's focused on diplomacy. But I've only played with that one a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards the Wild Hunters, despite the fact that we don't really have a lot of these camp resources. I really like the God King Dynasty, but I don't think we have enough hills to justify. We do have these ones here, I guess. And there's more up this way. As far as the actual resources, we only have 1 marble. That's it. I guess there's one all the way up over here. Yeah, I mean, there's a few here. I guess it depends on where we will set up our second location. Because Japan's right down here. Probably makes sense to put it over here, I think, like up on the river. You get those river bonuses, you got these hills. You also have a wheat location pretty close. You got the marble here as well. But we're also pretty much guaranteed to get this location over here, unless there's a civ here that we haven't found yet. While down here, Japan's going to move into these areas. So we might want to settle here or up along this river here, which does have a lot of game. Okay, so I think that's what we're going to do, guys. Wasn't what I wanted to do for our first playthrough, the Wild Hunters. I would have preferred to do God King Dynasty or Mound Builders. I just don't know that makes enough sense. We might just do some mining up along here rather than quarries. Yeah, I think that's probably our better option, guys. So instead of going with this, or the Mound Builders where we don't get any bonus for these, forgetting this because it's already been selected, you still could. I just don't know that we're going to have enough farms to justify getting them. So instead, let's go with the Wild Hunters one. It's a good one too. Not my favorite, but still pretty solid. And we already have the points available to go ahead and select our first national spirit, so we can get the Bow Hunters, and this will actually spawn one for us. We could reveal elephants, so this is a new resource that will become available. Or we can get the Wild Plains, so our regions expand faster into the scrubland tiles. We do have a lot of scrublands, that's the reason why we're selecting this in the first place. Let's reveal elephants, so we can build camps there and see if we even have any nearby. Let's hope we do. We do. Alright, so they're going to put 3 elephants over here for us. Excellent. Alright, so that will result in a pretty good choice for us then. So this worked out nicely. Because you're not always guaranteed to get elephants, even if you have scrublands everywhere. When you pick that, you're not guaranteed to have elephants nearby. I've selected this once before and I had no elephants anywhere near my capital. And so that was unfortunate. So that's one of the chief bonuses that you get from this. So now we know which national spirit we have. We can select the technology we want to research next. Well, we have an issue of production currently, so I think we should get the mining, so we can take advantage of this hill province. There'll be another one here that we'll eventually get, and this one here. And so yeah, if we want to actually be able to build on those, we need to get the mining. And so we'll get that first, and it also gives us a pioneer, so we'll be able to use that to lock down a location by setting up an outpost. So we'll start with that. And so now we know our first national spirit, and we can get this one here, but remember, wait until we get to 30 to get our first settler, so we can go and try and set up a settlement somewhere. All right, so I think we'll go ahead and heal up this unit completely before we attack these settlements here. They might get attacked along the way. That's fine. We see another settlement here. Okay. Let's get this goody hut here. I was hoping... Okay, I guess we'll take the chariot. Hoping for some knowledge, but that's not what we got, unfortunately. Let's start moving the chariot back home. Also, we need to get a unit over here, see if we can't get that goody hut. Might be best to use the scout for that purpose. The warfare, we're going to wait to get the volunteers to escort our settler. So we now have all those hills, so I'm glad I went for mining. That's going to be helpful. Be able to construct a mine there. Alright, so let's go ahead and move this guy down here while the scout will go this way. Okay, these guys are definitely in a kind of exposed position here. We're going to start exploring over here. Again, just looking for those goody huts still. What I like is that you don't really have to worry too much about protecting your settlements because they start with defenders. God, this is all desert. This is going to take forever to get across here. So you really should move up along, yeah, up along this way. But yeah, we don't want to go all the way around this jungle either, though. So yeah, unfortunate that the deserts are everywhere. This is the first landmark we've discovered. If we want to be able to name that, we got to move a scout over there. I'm surprised Japan hasn't named it. I'm guessing they haven't discovered it, or they just didn't have a scout to do that. So we finish up the construction. The council allows us to research faster. We should probably get the... we're not going to get the work camp just because it takes too long to construct it. Let's go ahead and get the food stockpile because we can try and grow faster. It'll be helpful to get that extra food. Alright, so we can now spawn our settler. You see that reminder and how that works. This will take one of our population. And we also want to give them an escort. They can defend themselves a little better than in Civilization, you know, because they're not really able to fight, but they're not destroyed instantly when a barbarian attacks them. Alright, so I think we should settle either here or here, closer to Japan. This is probably the best location because it gives us the game here, which fits with our national spirit. There are elephants over here, so we probably want to settle both of those. So we're going to see if he can't get that next settler quickly. But this one's closer, so let's go... Or maybe we should go to this one since it's not closer. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, maybe we should start heading over to this one. If I had to guess where Japan would go next, it would be over here. Alright, so let's take a look at our improvements next turn, see if there's anything we can get with that. We haven't gotten a lot yet. Can't get the hills until we get this researched here in 3 turns. Those are kind of expensive. It might be worth waiting for. Yeah, and we did just use our population here, so we don't have as many people working out there anyways. Yeah, I think we're going to come over this way, guys, and settle in this area. Maybe like right next to the cattle, because those are pretty useful because they give you both leather and meat. We also have this rice nearby and the elephants. Got some hills to work. Yeah, this is a pretty solid location, guys. I mean, but again, we want both of these, so we're going to see if we can't get them both. All right, so yeah, this is all desert. This is going to take forever to get across here. Because yeah, desert takes a long time to move across. Oh, wait a minute. Let's have this guy go up this way so we can try and discover that location. That's the best way to do that. And I'm just surprised they hadn't done that themselves. It tells you they haven't been over here with a scout, at least. So 3 more turns. We'll be able to construct our mine and should hopefully have improvement points for that as well. So yeah, just slowly moving across here. And let's just go back. There's nothing over there. I guess we'll reveal if this is all desert or if it goes anywhere. Could be coastline, that's what it looks like, but not entirely sure yet. Alright, so the next points that we get here, we're going to want to use for the settler, but we do have to wait 14 turns before we can get one. There's a cooldown on many of those. So might get this in that time. Yeah, I bet we'll have the points for that. So that's probably what we'll do next. So these guys are just about healed, and then we'll try and attack this settlement here. You see they did attack, the barbarians there, did attack our town, but we've got these 2 city militia to defend it. And you can see they are pretty weak now, so they could actually defeat us there. That's a real chance. We do have the culture power here. I was going to use that for the Eureka to try and get through the research faster, but we might have to raise another army, guys. I don't know if we have another choice here. Yeah, I think it's going to be necessary. It's unfortunate. Yeah, we're going to have to do that in order to ensure these guys don't conquer this. I was wondering why they did so well. This is a barbarian warlord, so it's not just any old barbarian. These guys are more powerful. So he could defeat a town on his own. Yeah, that's a real possibility there. Okay, so is what it is. In fact, you can see how those units did while attacking him on the hill. Not great. Didn't die though. Okay, there's nothing over here, so we spent all that time going across the desert for nothing. That's great. Alright, so I'm gonna go this way just in case it's not. It looks like it's the end, but it's hard to tell. Alright, so let's go ahead and discover this landmark. As that gets us the 5 exploration XP and 10 combat XP. So that's great since we use the exploration for our wild hunters. And unfortunately we're not earning much exploration XP. So they did attack us there. And thankfully, with our all our units here, we were able to defeat them. We did get that pioneer since we finished up the tech. So we'll move him down here to claim this location. Hopefully there's no barbarians that'll attack him, because you'll notice the pioneers, unlike the settlers, do not have any combat strength, which means they would be completely wiped out if attacked. So it's risky moving him over here like this. So hopefully I don't regret that. So for the mine, it is 21 points. We're just short of improvement points, but that's the reason why I was saving those up, because I knew that was it's kind of expensive. All right, so these guys are gonna have to heal up a little bit, but we could escort the pioneer since they're here. If you leave them in this territory for the turn, they'll heal up a little bit. So yeah, we'll come over here and settle. I almost want to see what's over this way. Oh, these guys are stuck now. Okay, that's unfortunate because we can't go into jungles. So unfortunately, we're now stuck here. We might just let them attack us and then keep healing up every turn, because yeah, I don't know how well these guys would do. They have the higher combat strength, but I'm not entirely sure if these guys are good against, you know, I think they might be. They're good against the cav units. So yeah, I probably don't want to attack him. I think we're just going to let him sit there for now. He might get destroyed. There's a real chance of that. So these guys are now fully healed up. Let's go and attack the settlement. I don't think we'll win in one battle, because we have to destroy the walls. But because we have 2 archers, they're able to do a lot of damage to him, but the line unit is almost dead. And so if that guy comes down here and attacks, he'll likely kill that line unit. Again, barbarians are certainly a threat in this game. Alright, so we did mark that Great Barrier Reef. So let's go and start moving over this way. Clearly this is the better way to go. Going across that desert was not wise. So we do have the tech finished up. And so now we can go and get something else. And I think we're going to do the officials. I think that'd be the best way to go, so that we can go ahead and get these guys under our control. And let's just hope these guys don't get attacked over here. So yeah, they were attacked. They actually won that. Right, excellent. Wasn't sure how well they'd do. Alright, so let's go ahead and move these guys first and know how far they can get. So that we're gonna go ahead and protect that pioneer. I think it'd be too risky not to. And then let me send this guy out here just to see what's in this area. Okay, so clearly this is the best location. You're starting out with 3 resources right next to you. Alright, so that's where we'll set up. We won't be able to do it until next turn because you can't have moved. Alright, so we won that battle. So let's go ahead and do the attack and then get them destroyed. We're lucky that the Japanese are not aggressive to us just yet. I'm not sure if I want to attack here. I don't want to let him heal. I think we're going to attack, guys. Let's just make it happen, see how it goes. He does not have much health, and of course, the palisade walls can't defend themselves. Obviously. We weren't able to destroy it. Alright, so it's unfortunate there's no units in there, but the walls are considered a unit, so therefore... yeah, let's just go back on that one. Well, you can't go this way, so... we're gonna go up this way, guys. Yeah, it's all coastline, it doesn't matter. So yeah, lots of desert in this area. Not great location here. So we're moving to try and get that one goody hut. Where was that? It looks like it's gone. Yeah, the Japanese got it. Alright, so that's unfortunate, but not surprising. I didn't think when we lost that unit that we would get back over there in time. Alright, so as far as where we want to set up over here, we eventually want to make sure we have these within, all this within the city. I think we'll set it up right here, the outpost, so that we'll be able to get these resources and kind of lock the area off. Alright, so let's go and set up our first city here. It's called Ravenna right now. We might change that. What I'm kind of thinking about doing is having the cities be named after Roman provinces, and then the towns be named after cities. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think as far as names go. Alright, so we have set up our first city, and we do not have the ability to do anything in here because this is just a vassal. So this is another unique mechanic here, that you got to actually integrate a location before it becomes part of, not necessarily your empire because it's already part of our empire, but before you can directly control it and manage it. And so this is the income we're getting. As of right now, it's not a lot, and this is based off of the locations that they can work. So if I hovered over this, you'll see we get 0.05 wealth from this location. But eventually this can really climb up as they start building improvements and stuff, and if you increase their prosperity. We won't be doing any of that because we're going to integrate them once we're able to, which we have to wait. It's going to be 8 turns to be able to integrate them, and then you gotta there's different ways to integrate them, and we'll have to do that. So because this is jungle, we're just so limited because we didn't get the tech that lets us go through jungle, the scouting. That's kind of the negative of not getting that. It's not great for exploration, as you'd expect. Alright, so let's go and finish this battle up over here. This is just against the walls. So we could get a cav unit. That results in chaos. I really don't want chaos early on here because we don't have the money to avoid it. So I'm just going to take the 15 production back in Rome, where we have trouble with production, so that's pretty helpful. In fact, we need to get this mine going here. So that'll get us copper, which gives you 2 production. And so now we can construct things faster. Get that food stockpile in just one turn now. So very, very helpful. So there's a unit over here. Makes me wonder. Yeah, there's actually, I see. You know what, let's just let our guy heal up and let them attack us. Because yeah, there's something over here. And then with the scouts, could go this way. I bet all this has already been explored, those guys. Yeah, it's all going to be explored at this point. And we need to like get over here, figure out what's over this way. In fact, this guy should probably, once he's done uncovering what I think is mountains here, we should have him go over there and see what's over yonder. Alright, so they have threatened us and declared hostilities, so that's not good. Alright, let's go ahead and go here. We'll just let them attack us. Can't set up the outpost this turn, because again, you gotta wait. But they don't like how close we settled to them, I think. Oh, there's an elephant right there. Alright, so that's good. So now they can attack us. And so that puts us in a terrible position. This guy's clearly going to be destroyed. And we would be able to try and escape here because this unit is fast, but we can't go in jungles. The game just can't recognize that, just kind of show you. Oh, well, we found that. I guess that's good, but it's got a cloud over it, so basically we don't know it's jungle. So that's the reason why it thinks we might be able to go through. But yeah, this guy's going to die. There's no way out of it. The hostilities is something we saw in the Humankind game. I really like that mechanic where there's a position in between war and peace. So with hostile, we can only attack each other in neutral territory. Which this is neutral territory, so they're going to completely destroy this chariot unit. There's no way around that. Alright, so they did attack us here. Let's just go and get up on this hill. We could let them heal up a little bit, but I think the defensive bonus is worth moving. These guys will have to heal. We could also promote one of them to a leader. That'll cost us 10 warfare experience, and it'll be the weakest leader, the leader 1. And so we don't want to do that. We want to wait until we promote these guys. So we won't do that. We're just going to let these guys heal. And do we want to just move over there and just uncover that, just so that we've done it? I guess we'll explore over here. And Rome has finished up the construction of the food stockpile, so we'll to grow a bit quicker. Let's get the work camp next so we can construct all the rest of this quicker. You can see that we have also gotten a little bit of unrest here. I think that's when the barbarian was there. Caused us a bit of unrest as our city was concerned, for good reason. So remember, we're saving up here. We can't get this till we get to 25 points, and the settler is 9 more turns. So we'll probably get the 25 points there, and yeah, this guy's going to get wiped out as expected. Did they build a city there? Looked like it was Hiroshima right there. Alright, so they did attack us here. Let's go ahead and set up our outpost. They destroyed our unit as well. Alright, so that's unfortunate. We got the outpost set up. And so now, once we have the points, you can set up the trade posts here. Get access to those resources, which will be sent back to Rome. And what's nice is that you get those without having to use population for it. So it's pretty helpful. But we will have to leave somebody here to protect this occasion. We're just going to let this guy attack us so we can heal up a bit. This is going to be a prime location for the Japanese to attack. You can expect they will. Alright, so we already know there's forest over here. Let's go ahead and start moving over this way. It is unfortunate that we're at war with the Japanese already. Not war, but in this this little small conflict. That guy's likely to attack us, so you know what? Let's stay on the hill. Alright, so let's get the tribalism. So this will get us 10 innovation and 2 cultures, so pretty helpful for that. But also, once we get new governments available, we'll be able to do the peaceful revolution. But the innovation is what we want the most. Once this adds up to 100, we'll start getting a percentage chance that we'll get an innovation event, and that keeps going up. And the innovation events are fantastic, incredibly powerful, very helpful. Alright, just to make sure there's nothing we need to be doing. Yeah, the next thing we can get here will be 30 points. Could spawn a scout, but not necessary. That's our envoy there that just spawned. So I'm going to move him over here with the assumption that there's no rebels. So we can try and get that as a vassal. I think we're going to try and destroy this guy real quick. Just for the experience points. So we're going to really have to start focusing on building up a little bit of a military. Definitely in a more exposed position. These guys need to wipe out that location. Yeah, there's something over here. Probably should have healed up one more turn. It's fine though. Alright, so the Japanese have already discovered that tropical rainforest as well. So we know that Japan has discovered 2 landmarks. That's one of the nice things about being close to jungles, is generally there's a lot of landmarks around them. And so maybe they could push us into Age of Heroes, depending on where they're at on tech. So far we've seen they weren't really all that far ahead. I'm curious which national focus they selected. We should take a look at that. So this is what all we got from the officials. So the next one we're going to get is discipline. We need to improve our military. Yeah, we only discover 1 landmark, so we will not be able to enact Age of Heroes. We'd have to rely on the AI to put that, to put us into that. We cannot construct inside of the territory of the vassals. Let's let this guy heal up and probably defend this outpost. While Japan can't attack it as long as we're not at war because it's not neutral territory, rebels can. And it can't defend itself. Not at least initially. I don't know if I don't think we're going to go this way. We got this guy to explore this. Let's instead heal up and then we'll go after that location. Just kind of get those guys experience, warfare, domain power, and also getting rid of all these barbarian settlements, which will be spawning barbarians to attack our cities. So we did find another goodie hut. I'm glad I went over here. We might end up losing this unit because of that, but I think it's worth it for the extra knowledge there. Maybe we can get to the next age first. Okay, so that is a Japanese scout. 2 Japanese scouts. So should probably go back this way. Yeah, we'll do that. Because they would be able to defeat us, because our guy's quite weak. We will need housing soon. Once you get up to population 6, we're gonna need housing. So we'll see where we're at, because I kind of want to get the farm first and then do the dwelling. Because we do have quite a few turns before we grow. Alright, so this guy does have to wait a turn before he can actually do his ability. And then get that as a vassal. Alright, so these guys are probably going to just have to guard this location for now from barbarians. Because you know they're going to attack that and try and take it from us. And I guess we can start moving back since we've already moved. Try and get out of there. And he should probably get out this way as well. I'd like to explore over there, but yeah, there's just too many Japanese scouts. Frankly, we're in Japanese territory at the moment. So I think we should get out of it before we end up losing the scouts. We could use an exploration point to heal them. It would be 5 exploration points. But I'm going to use that for our wild hunters, guys. We're going to go ahead and get the hunter-gatherers. Get the bow hunter. This will spawn one for us. I suppose we could go ahead and get the wild plains so that we can expand quicker. Try and get this camp and the elephants. That would be pretty helpful. And we don't really need more units just yet. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. And you'll see that these are going to be cheaper now. Quite a bit cheaper. So we'll be able to expand into those areas. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and build that farm, guys, just so we grow a little bit quicker. And then we'll get housing next. So this will probably be our last turn here. So that guy is at risk. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and vassalize this minor nation. So we'll need to come up with a name for them as well. And we'll just keep on moving over here. These guys are facing potential attacks from both these units, but we did complete our attack, and so that'll allow us to upgrade this guy to a spear unit. So let's go ahead and do exactly that. We do need a leader in this unit. We have one open slot. I don't know if we want to turn the archer into a unit though. I'd prefer to turn like an infantry unit into one. And we also have the ability now to rush this culture out. So let's see what we want to do here. So we could go for another attack. We could wait and hope that the AI will send us to Age of Heroes. But there's no guarantee they'll do that. I prefer to just start researching Age of Iron. Because even if they do send us the Age of Heroes, or if there's a chance, we could just slow down tech for just a little bit and let them do that if we really wanted to go to it. But if you are the one to discover the next age, then you get plus 10 innovation. So there is a reason to try and be first, because when you see these innovation events, you'll see just how powerful they are. You know, guys, I really don't want to move to the next age just yet, because we have not yet gotten the innovation events for our national focus. And from what I've seen, you only get it in the Age of Bronze for your first national focuses. There's some powerful bonuses that we really want to get access to. So I feel like we might want to wait and hold off. I know it's 11 turns. That might be enough to get us one innovation event. But yeah, that's not enough. Now we're going to spend the money here. But I think what we're going to do is go ahead and get a different tech selected. Because there's a lot of stuff that we could use here. I mean, first of all, we could just get the scouting so we can get the lookouts. That's 1+ exploration XP, plus you get a capital attack, and it's 1G scout. Yeah, allows us to move through the jungle and deep forest, so that would be helpful. So could do that, but could get one of these other techs, in particular, belief or community, since we don't really need shipbuilding. So community gives you cranes. There's some really good stuff here. Once we start working those forests, be able to turn the logs into lumber would be helpful. The mill, so the wheat into flour, that would be great. Don't really need that one, but this one's big. Unlocks the ability to spend wealth to rush building and unit production. You absolutely have to get community eventually. But belief would allow us to get access to temples, increasing culture and knowledge. That one's not going to help us because we don't have... Well, you know, we actually do have rice in that other city. But this one here is not going to help us, but this one would. The weavers. We can turn wool, cotton, or flax into cloth and getting more wealth from them. So we need both of these here, guys. And considering the fact I can't put us in the Age of Heroes, and we don't have those innovation events that we want just yet, I think we're going to wait to move to the next age. Let's go ahead and do the belief one first. And then we'll use our culture to get the Eureka and hop through 2 turns of that. I think that's the best way to go here. Alright, so again, we're just going to let these guys attack us. We can't upgrade both of these units here. We do have the warfare experience to do so. So let's go ahead and upgrade all of our units, guys. Make them more powerful and just a bit more resilient. I don't know if they'll be able to win here. If they're fully healed up, let's let them heal, because it's going to take forever to get across this desert anyway. You know they're going to get attacked in the meantime. This guy's not going to make it, but we could discover this location. Yeah, you know what, guys? Let's use that experience to go ahead and make sure he survives. And we'll discover the landmark and get it right back. Yeah, I think that's useful. So now we've discovered 2 landmarks. We're only short 1. If we could just find 1 more landmark, and then I could put us in the Age of Heroes. I don't know that we'll find one, though. Unless it's like hidden up over here and I just missed it because I didn't bother to explore that. We could look. There could be something there. There's also this area which we're currently exploring. So we'll have to see if we can find 1 more landmark next episode. Really need to send somebody over there. I don't know who we'd do that with. I guess once we got the bow hunter, so just get the 30 experience there, we could send them up north and see if there's a landmark here. There could be. And there could also be one over here. So we'd have to send a scout over that way. And our scout is pretty far away at the moment, so that one's not getting there. But there is an ability here to send your scout back home. In this case, it would be the closest location, the outpost. We might want to do that, in fact. Yeah, you know what? There's nothing else over here. And we don't want to go this way. We can see Japan has already settled something. So let's send the scouts back to the outpost. And then we can have them come over here. Or over here, if there happens to be any landmarks there that we can discover. And then maybe we can still get to the Age of Heroes. It's not impossible, guys. We'll just have to see, because I assume that the AI is going to be attempting to unlock the next age pretty soon. We have moved ahead of them already, so doing pretty good on knowledge because we focused on it. But unfortunately, this is going to have to be the end of the first episode. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Again, if you've already played the demo, you've seen all this. The demo lets you go up to 60 turns, and so this is nothing new for those of you who play the demo. And if you played the demo or just watched this video and you're not really digging the game yet, I would say be patient, give it some time, because I also was a little skeptical after playing the demo. You can watch that video and I share my thoughts on it. The graphics, being so bland and not all that great. I mean, graphics aren't that important to me, but they're not great in this game, and it's sometimes difficult to tell certain things on the terrain, what they are. And so yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the look of the game. And then I had some pretty big complaints, particularly with balance, and there's still massive balance problems with this game, guys. I'll tell you that right now. There are a lot of problems. You can easily exploit things, and we talked about that with the raiders and how easy it is to exploit that. I bet there's gonna be a lot of YouTubers who do exactly that and go conquer the whole world in 60 turns or whatever, just because you can, if you do things the right way. Again, you can really exploit some of the systems in the game, particularly the trade system with the trade goods. You set up really advanced good chains where you turn one good into another. And you can really exploit that to ramp up anything you want, whether it's warfare, experience points, or food, or knowledge, production. You can design your regions to get you tons of any particular resource if you want to. And I'm not entirely sure that the developers are even concerned about that, about the balance. I think they kind of want it to be imbalanced. But again, it is easy to exploit it, and I think the AI struggles with that. And also with certain mechanics like the crisis ages they seem to struggle with, and a few other things. And so I feel like they could work on that a bit. I had my complaints. I found that this game really starts to shine, really starts to stand out among its competitors the further along you get. So I'd say give it a chance, because I have really been enjoying it as I've been playing those later ages, particularly the variant ages. I find those to be a lot funner than the crisis age or the historical ages. One reason why I'd really like to get us into the Age of Heroes if possible, because it's a real fun age to do. Yeah, I like the variant ages, but just as you get further along, the game gets better. With the many national spirits, the economy system, warfare system, and also with the ages, of course. All of those just really stand out and get better as you play. And so I'd say give the game a chance. Let us get a few more episodes before you write it off. If you're not liking what you're seeing so far, didn't like what you saw in the demo, wait till you see some of the later ages, like in Age 5, Age 6, and beyond, and you'll see it really starts to improve the gameplay. Gets a lot better, and I actually like the early game, but it's not as good as what you'll see later. So I am excited to show you guys those later ages. Hope you did enjoy this first episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. If you're looking for anything to watch while you wait for episode 2, check out the front page of our channel. We do have a ton of videos, all sorted by genre. Do play a lot of strategy games on the channel, so you should be able to find something that you'd enjoy, particularly if you like Paradox games. Well, this game is not developed by Paradox, it is published by them. And yeah, I play a lot of the PDS games, so like Crusader Kings 3, Wave 4, Solaris, and Victoria 3 to a lesser extent. But I play a lot of strategy on the channel, so you should be able to find something that you'd enjoy. If you're looking for any links, check out the description of any of our videos. You'll find links to our PayPal, Patreon, and Teespring store if you'd like to help support the channel. You can also become a member here on YouTube. You'll find links to our Discord if you'd like to join our community. And finally, you'll find links to all our social media if you'd like to follow us on those. So I do hope to see you guys on another episode. Remember to check out that beginner guide once it's out if you feel a little lost. Thus far, it's all pretty basic, but things do get a bit more complex as we play. But if you played Civilization, some of this will be familiar. I think the trade system is the thing that's going to be the most confusing for Civilization players. But maybe go check out that beginner guide, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching.